월요일날 오후 4시가 막 지났습니다. 제가 오전에는 웅길산 쪽에 있는 물의정원에 가서 아침 식사를 거기에서 하고 사진을 찍어 올렸습니다. 오후에는 이따 7시에 종각에서 보험 선교단 저녁에 모임이 있는데 우리 정 목사님 주최하는 거기에 가기 전에 점심을 이제 막 먹었고 책 좀 읽다가 갈 준비를 해야 할 것 같습니다. I turned and stepped down the path, looking pleased and supremely confident, despite her best efforts to appear nonchalant. Make difficult people disappear. Maybe this information would be more than the campaign of the weak kind of initiative and would have a lasting impact. 3 steps to yes, the gentle art of getting your way. Gentle persuasion habit number 15. Get people's attention. People you talk. Change anything. The new science of personal success. After all, this is a self-help, not a change others book. On managing yourself. The most important of these involved a major new business targeting exercise followed by a substantial new prospect calling effort. What about the big stuff? Finding strengths and moving forward when the stakes are high. However, there is something truly medical and powerful about doing something thoughtful, a favor, an act of kindness, anonymous, gift or whatever, but never even mentioning it to anyone, nor expecting anything in return. A whole new mind, while right-brainers will rule the future. So begin your empathy testing regimen with this empathy quotient. Measure your EQ with Simon Baron Cohen's 60-question instrument, which will determine whether you have a female brain. George Washington and the Art of Business. The rebel army, seeing the threat, struck back hard and fast. Stop white people like, so how do you know when they are off the clock? It's easy, just check their clothes. He is the funniest and the most trenchant commentator on the money-mad moguls reshaping our world today. Transcending the levels of consciousness, the enlightened mystic becomes the translator for the explanation of the innate to the expressed description, by which it becomes known to the world. Soul communication. A person who has developed a high level of translation ability would be ideal. Soul language and translation. Cruise to success. Figure 4 is a sample of the SWT created for McDermott Library some years ago. Figure 4 example of a SWOT analysis: strengths, weakness, opportunities, threat. Study techniques. There is a group of words and phrases that many writers incorrectly believe may be used to join independent clauses. Digital minimalism. Choosing a focused life in a noisy world. Few can mimic the energy Franklin invested into the social ledger, but we can all extract an important lesson from his approach to cultivating a fulfilling leisure life. Join things. The things you can see only when you slow down. At the time, though, my heart had ached. The riches are within. They grow like a tree's branches toward the sun, ever upward and outward. Are investors bad for the business? Full-time, part-time, executive MBA, and executive education. Learn with us. Family business and succession. The most common method of doing that is to play with the timing of sales. The speeches. I contrast that, as I did earlier, to the fact that 2 days ago, the presiding officer and I and a total of 53 members of the Senate said, maybe we should provide a $250 check this year to seniors on Social Security and to disabled vets because they haven't gotten a COLA for 2 years. A $250 check. Skiist. Why our families can afford America. Similarly, according to L, the TUGs at Pittsburgh's Frisbee are the outcome of restructuring at the hospital. Self-part matters. Creating your life from the inside out, having been labeled in this way by a father's treatment, and more importantly, having labeled herself in this way, she had foreclosed any other option or consideration of her self-worth. Had foreclosed. leadership secret. As the saying goes, they can't see the wood for the trees. How businesses can anticipate and profit from what's next. We have also designed revolutionary diagnostic tools, less invasive and more efficacious procedure, and incredible new pharmaceutical therapies. Wild courage. It would be easy to write a chapter on how to work with dreams, even a whole book. Turn your passion into the profit. Also, be sure to feed in the bio information. The Art of Marriage, a guide to living life as two. To make marriage more fruit, many of us entertain conflicting ideas too. Teens talk getting in to college. One-on-one true stories from kids who have lived through it. Stress and the need to have a life. They don't know the Lisa Johnson. Healing the shame that binded you. Reduce each defect to one you believe is his or her one most reprehensible character trait. Entrepreneurs are made, not born. Secrets from 200 successful entrepreneurs. The company serves over 1 million customers a week and is the largest retailer and roaster of special coffee in North America. Yes or no, the guide to better decision. A strong ego helps your competence unless you become egotistical, as though your decision centers solely around you. no filter. How Instagram transformed between celebrity and culture. It would be easy to get complacent and think we've won every time we'd bring ourselves to a new level. But all that does is just decrease the chance we'll get to the next level after that. Uh, G wrote in an email in 2009, which is memorialized in the handbook. Thrive, finding happiness the Blue Jones way. She took up a bouquet of laurel boughs and whisked it over the bowl of fluid. A prayer. The vaccine book, Making the Right Decision for Your Child. If you believe your child may be having an encephalitis reaction using rework. You know those overnight success stories. You've heard about it. a sense of urgency. After 4 months of press report praising a competitor's product and speculating about potentially serious problems in his enterprise, the burning platform blazed. 15 secret successful people know about time management. The answer is you hire someone. 2,600 pages for setting effective performance goals. Minimize post-audit confusion by committing your findings, action plans, and proposed completion dates to paper. I approve of myself, and my decisions are always perfected for me. Master your time, master your life. Set deadlines and serve deadlines. The new teacher book. Yelling, reasoning, sweeter talking, pleading for empathy. Sharpen your heels. Another thing that can be outsourced is the family social planning and the household task. Turning 30, how to get the life you really want. Like the Jane, you might find yourself with a bursting social calendar that's booked up weeks in advance. Within our reach, ending the mental health crisis. But in the process of drinking 2 cups of coffee, there was a gentleman telling his story in the front of the room. Lean out. The truth about women power and the workplace. During my women's leadership presentations at Google, I'd share age chart with the audience and ask everyone to imagine that they are the head of a committee tasked with increasing the number of organ donors across the European Union. Please look after the mom. The side dishes that came out of the newspapers and plastic and squishy leaves were moved onto plate and into bowls from the cupboard, and Mom brushed off her hands, quickly peeled the covers off the blanket, and washed them. The end of average, how we succeed in a world that values sameness. We must demand. While America aged, true to his organizational bent, Murphy proposed 10 goals for San Diego's future. There to prepare. The leading candidate in the first round, former European Soccer Player of the Year, George, distributed all his materials and spent all of his funds. the end of oil. In 2002, for example, U.S. intelligence agencies provided support to Venezuelan military personnel who had briefly toppled President Hugo. Washington hoped that by replacing Chavez with someone less anti-American, the United States could better ensure that Venezuelan oil would keep flowing to American refineries. Perfect praises for letters of recommendation. Functional or skill-related weakness. Just use the right praises to make your letter of recommendation stand out. On managing people. Robust. The mere conscious desire not to be biased does not eliminate the implicit bias. Neutral makes no sense to me at all. Pray before sleep or read a great poem. Sacred words will clear your crowded mind. How to talk to anyone when meeting groups of people. Grace is each with a distinct smile. Created by choice, uncertainty, chaos, and luck, while some thrive despite them all. At the next table reveals, of the 26 cannonballs that the 10X companies launched, 18 were calibrated, and 17 of those were successful. The Real Leadership Lesson of Steve Jobs, a reverse innovation playbook. To build the water cube for the Beijing Olympics, dozens of people from 20 disciplines and 4 countries collaborated in fluid groupings. Max your memory. Remembering numbers. The art of thinking clearly. Suppose that on this highway, a traffic jam develops 10% of the time. The Happiness Project. It was after I bought a magnetic paper clip holder shaped like a little chirping bird that I started to feel guilty about the amount of stuff I was accumulating. On speaking well, a senator thought by the press to be uninteresting, incompetent, or dim will be so labeled. The law of the garbage truck. Yeah, but that's okay. It's all right. The inner label. Gradually, the argument goes, the boundaries of our moral universe, which once hardly extended beyond the family or local community, have widened to include the nation state and were beginning to become globalized, at least until the modern rise in inequality and xenophobia. Health are the sacred, as well as natural and antimicrobial agent. Boundaries are the potential Mark is a master storyteller. Create your own future. How to master the 12 critical factors of unlimited success. You remember how hard it was for you to get back into your job and to get up to full steam again. Working for you is working for me. Can I perform to my boss's satisfaction? Wisdom at work stayed relevant in the second half of your career. For many of our hosts, the better they feel about their hosting, the better they feel about themselves as a human.